Borman, no one less than Klaus Borman, who, you know, like I like everything he did with, you know, John Lennon, you know, so he was the guy who said, oh no, they rocked. Oh, you didn't see that? Sorry.
Yeah.
You know.
And he's referring to with, you know, essentially with Stu.
With it, like when nobody else
bass.
saw them. Yeah, with Stu, like in Hamburg, and they were just playing covers. And he was like, they fucking kicked ass. And I think the other bands took notice of it too, John. Like, I don't know if it was the first tour, but by the second tour, anything that you would hear from Liverpool bands about the Beatles that smacked of, you know, like, oh, they're fucking Beatles, you know, it was jealousy because they were.
But I think it was right. It was, so you had Rory Storm over there, and I guess and Derry was over there. It was just like after their injury run was like, okay, they're, you know, I was wrong. Like, this is like, because they always had the vocals. Like, that was the thing that, but everything else was a mess. And then everything got put together, and they had the vocals after, you know, that intense period. Then it was just like, oh my God, you know, it's like they're crushing Buddy Holly and Little Richard and Chuck Berry, and it's just like, I mean, at that point, you know, like when you start hearing the BBC stuff, like they're not too far from that. It's a shined version of it. Mm-hmm. So you can imagine what, you know.
Yeah, the club for the first time hearing that. Yeah.
You were like, that had to be like a buzzsaw. Yeah.
All you have to do is look at that Cavern Club black and white of them doing some other guy, and you're just like, these guys, like, they're wearing a suit, but like they're crushing.
Yeah, that's some other guy. Like that is definitely one of my favorite moments of them anywhere.
It's great.
Goose step, great. Oh yeah. Sorry, Tony. You got us going. You asked the right question today.
All right. Well, I'm glad I did. We got, you know.
We hit hard the 6 months of the second half of 1961.
Yeah, I know, and it fills in a gap in our storyline, in our
dude, they have to go, but Stu has to die, and they go back to Hamburg.
Oh, there's yes.
There's a whole. I know. Yeah. We'll eventually get to that, and that, you know, it might not necessarily happen next week, but something will spark it, and we'll get back to that point, and you'll be like.
Yeah, so Tony, where we are, the moment we're saying like they became the Beatles, like that's when like they were like the magic truly happened.
Yeah,
they became. We haven't. You're.
Well, no, he was defining when they went from the Quarrymen to the Beatles.
Right. I'm sorry.
Right, and they come back to Liverpool, and they are no longer the slagged Beatles. They are this like they are undeniably like the most amazing band in Liverpool. Like that, you know, no one's seen anything like it. That month, that December of '60. Remember, you're now.
Except that nobody knew it until, like John said, they dribbed and drabbed and got home, and you're here, and da 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 da. And I'm trying to think, who put that gig together? Was that guy Sam Leach? Did he put that one together?
But Alan Williams, I thought, was still connected. Or did Alan Williams say, "I want nothing to do with you" at this point?
No, that was after they had gone back to Hamburg the second time. They go in, and then when they come back again, they have a whole nother gig in Hamburg, and it comes back, and I think what we're talking about so we've mentioned it twice, so we're jumping ahead, and I will say it is when
you're teasing the next.
I'm teasing it.
Yeah.
Brian Epstein asked Alan Williams about the Beatles, but that's when he says,
"We are a year away from that, though. We're still a year, right?
Yes,
that's what I was trying to say. It's like, so we're in December of '60. We're 2 years away from Love Me Do.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, you know,
That's a good point to wrap it up for today. All right. Leave everybody wanting more.
And I should just, but to bring it back to the first one, remember, we started with, it's 1957, Paul McCartney joins the Beatles.
You're right. So yes, it's like
57 to the end of 60.
That's like our longest period we've ever talked.
That's the journey.
Yeah.
Right?
That's the most we've covered in an episode with their meteoric storyline.
Who was there to document it all, John?
One more bit of trivia.
Pete Sean?
Mike McCartney.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And he was a photographer.
Right? Yeah. There's all those photos of them, in a hallway or whatever. Like Paul McCartney's brother, Mike.
A color photo of them. They're playing like an aunt's wedding, like the three of them together.
They show that on stuff all the time. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got that Technicolor look to it.
There's the picture, right? That was one of the first Casbah ones. That one where there's the picture of Paul kind of giving the eye to Cynthia, right? Sitting in that's the corner of the Casbah. That picture kills me because Paul's just I'm making eyes, and John has his first electric guitar,
He's got the first brown Rick, right?
No, is it a Rick? No, it's his first electric guitar, period. It's a piece of crap. Right? Whatever. It's George's old guitar or something.
George is playing the Futurama and it switches, has a Gibson guitar. It looks like a Les Paul, like a cheap Les Paul. It looks like a cheap Les Paul.
And John gives it a funny name. There's a pun on the name, of course.
And John ends up with that guitar because George buys the Futurama.
On the drip.
The next guitar that John owns is John Lennon's Rick. And that guitar is blonde when it first is in John's hands, and he has it black lacquered.
Yeah, so Tony, it's
that is
that short
on Ed Sullivan. That is everywhere.
Nice.
And I mean, he got that pretty early on.
Yeah, does he even have it in? Does he get it just after Hamburg, or does he get it in Hamburg?
He's in Hamburg. In Hamburg, he gets it somehow.
So think about that.
They were just
he gets
they just were we can't afford a Gibson.
Uses it on Ed Sullivan in early '64.
Want to say it again?
But John was always the most resistant to change to that. George had to buy the guitar first, and then John would play it, and then had to have 4 of them. But that came later.
Yeah, John, real quick, say that again. It was the guitar that he got at that point.
Rickenbacker that he gets in Hamburg.
Yeah,
is the one he uses on Ed Sullivan in February '64.
Oh my God!
By that time, it's black.
Yeah.
Okay.
It looks like the John Lennon guitar, but prior to that.
And it's not like the times now where you record with a different guitar for a different sound. Those guitars are the same guitars. Maybe George. They walk into George Martin with to do whatever, and they're just all their shit was fused together and spliced, and they were oh my God, look at these old amps and stuff like that. Yeah, they had crappy stuff. So George has the Country Gentleman, and George's first Rick is the 12-string, right? He doesn't
get the Country Gentleman. What's George's first?
But it's a Gretsch.
He gets a Gretsch, but I don't think it's a Country Gentleman.
It's a
Duo Jet.
Okay. But it's the big.
He gets the Gretsch Duo Jet.
It's
not as big as the Country Gentleman.
But they're thought of as a Rickenbacker band, but it's because when the only time they ever have 2 Rickenbackers on stage, right, is because George has the 12-string, right? He doesn't play,
exactly,
right.
That's the first time George plays a Rickenbacker is a 12-string. And then he plays Rick's, he's, in Help, actually, I think that picture that you see George out on the rocks in Help, he might be playing John's guitar, right? He's got the cap on. He's standing on the rocks.
Yeah, I know.
And he's playing,
I don't remember.
I think that might be John's guitar, though. But,
but you know what I mean? You can imagine, like, you just can imagine how many, because after that is when you start seeing the casinos, right? Like late 65, 66 is when they switch to both him and get the casino, the rain, what I think of as the rain guitar, the F-holes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But George also, you can think of before that, on Rubber Soul, he's got an SG on the back cover.
So what is I'm trying to remember so John, like, he has that casino he uses it's on Revolution.
It's the rainbow one, and then later on he plays a blonde one.
And then what is he? So when he gets to like Let It Be, is he still with the semi hollow body? I want to think that he goes to a solid body guitar again. Am I wrong? Like, what does he have on the roof at Let It Be?
He's playing the casino.
Yeah. Well, so he essentially, John has two guitars, right? He has like the rig,
amazing. Yeah.
And the acoustic, and the Gibson J160E.
But I mean, it's electric guitars, yeah. But he has the like two guitars.
It's amazing
that you see him with, right? True.
All right, gents, I'm gonna wrap this one up. It's some good discussions tonight, some good stories.
10:33.
That's good.
It's a Monday night. I get it.
Yeah. Well, I had my neighbor who.
I'm sorry to hear that, John. Did you play Respectable Street? That was on that list, right?
I did not play Respectable Street, and I'm
really
upset that you didn't. Yeah, no, it was a good call. But you came in. I had already had I was whittling down for 2 hours.
I was like almost embarrassed because I was like, oh, John's got that one.
Yeah, it was a good call, but I ended up going a little more like straight songs about neighbors and the girl next door and that kind of stuff. You should listen to the show sometime. It's good.
Yeah. You want to plug your show? What show is that, John?
5 o'clock. What? 5 o'clock.
5 o'clock on Mondays.
I remember now.
The episodes are available in the archive. So
in the archive. Yes. This week's theme was neighbors.
5 o'clock is always one of those times, John, where it's just like I'm trying to get out of where I'm trying to get out of, and like it morphs into 5:17, and then it's like and I'm like, oh yeah, I'm leaving at 5, and the next thing you know, you're just stuck in. So it's never personal.
I got drive time. I just thought
that's right.
It's a little too early, I guess, for drive time these days.
It's the money block.
No.
The Beatdown is available on Apple, Google, CastBox, and Stitcher. Subscribe to us and know when a new episode is available. If you have something to say, please email us at thebeatdownmusicpodcast@gmail.com. Like us on Facebook. Listen to John's show on Radio Free Brooklyn, Mondays at 5, or on the archive on Thursday.
It's rerun every Saturday at 6 o'clock on Radio Free Brooklyn now. That's a new development. Encore presentations of this week's show.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
All right, gents. It's good stuff. It's good talk.
We're cool because we did not mention the Beatles Let It Be gift box that came out this week. We'll save that for another time.
We were talking about that a little bit earlier in a roundabout way.
Yeah,
that may or may not make it into the show. We'll see.
No, it makes a perfect Christmas gift for those people who think they know the Beatles.
It's a pre-release before the movie, so there's a lot of stuff coming out. Hey, these guys gotta move units too.
That's right. McCartney apparently he's going to be at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction or something like that too. I saw him. They dropped his name
this year. He's going. Is that right?
Yeah, it said I saw some ad today about him being,
lifetime achievement.
No, that's the thing. He's inducted as a solo artist. He's I don't know. Is Wings getting in?
I think he turns 80. The thing is, he turns 80 next year.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So you're going to see him in a lot of places.
Yeah. Yeah, he's got